I know we've been saying we were gonna do a tour of the boat for a long time, and it's been over a month. It's been like 6 weeks, and I never did it, and that was because I was really wanting to show it to you when everything was neat and nice and put away. But there are 6, actually 7 of us living on a boat. The 6 Cardillos have lots of stuff and are kind of messy, so it's never gonna happen. So I'm just gonna show you the boat the way we live it. So here's the back of the boat. Usually our dinghy is right here. It's in the water currently. The dinghy's not here. You can see we have lots of space to shower and put all our snorkel stuff and all that stuff. Back here is the engine room. And also we have a shower right here. It's just cold water, but I mean, it's never cold on the boat. It's more like warm or hot. So inside the engine room, TC made a workroom, and he was under there when our rudder key kind of slipped out. And then our engine's over there. And yeah, TC probably spends more time in this workroom than he planned or would like. Here's our lovely Cherokee San Francisco, California sign from Tia on Quad. She made the vinyl for us. And this solar panel is to provide power to our starting battery, which is separate from our house bank. And up here is our water cooler, which is not cool right now because there's no ice, but it provides fresh water. Anyone can get water drink anytime they want. And then down there is the bimini. It's nice. You see there's a beanbag down there. It's in the shade. That is a bunch of diesel and some water under shady cover. There's a cooler under there, which we would use to keep extra ice, but there's no ice. And right here is this nice kind of mound TC built to keep our Starlink stable. And okay, so I'm at the back of the boat, and here's where we store our solar panels while we're sailing. 5 can fit here. So we just kind of turn them, and we use whatever we can, like see there's a buoy, to get as much power. And then you can see there's a deck. We put up sunshades. It's so hot. You can tell from the water there's like no wind. And I have laundry hanging all over, so you know, that's cool. If you want to go up there, you're gonna be blinded by the sun. But I'm blinded by the sun. The wind generator's up there, and it is not creating any power right now, but that's okay because we got lots of solar panels. I have more of these out on the deck. Okay, so I was back there showing you that part, and you can see this lovely scenery. There's a sunken boat there, or a sinking boat. A couple more there, some there. There's one up on the sand over there. So I'm on the boat while TC goes to make sure we don't end up like that. No, just joking, but also kind of serious. Okay, so more solar panels. I need to rotate that more, but we just kind of move them. So there's 1 solar panel there. There's 2 over there. The deck is nice and big, as you can tell. And then at the front of the boat, sorry for all the laundry, but that's boat life. We have, the kayaks usually go in the water, but we're not paddling around Bayshore Harbor. Or they're in the dinghy when the dinghy's in the back and we're transiting. And then we have these hammocks, which are nice and cool to sleep in, or not sleep really, just read and take a nap if the sun's not shining you. That is our anchor hatch. And then we have an electric windlass, because when we first hauled out in 2008, 3 haul-outs ago, I guess, it was just like manpower, or man/woman power, and TC has a bad back, and so I was like, if you get hurt, I can't pull it up myself. So now we have this nice windlass that he did all the cabling for and everything. And this provides air for TC's and my berth down below, which I'll show you in a little bit. But this is our view at the harbor. Lots of boats. And more boats. So from the deck, this is our cockpit area. So these are rope lockers, which just have lots of ropes in them, or extra propane. You've seen the water buckets maybe before. That's how we collect water. We spend a lot of time sitting or laying here, as you may have seen in the videos. Propane locker there, more ropes. And so this is the cockpit, Dodger, whatever you want to call it. And this is like the cluttered look. So, you know, Delina has her little greenhouse over here, back there. And that's the radio being annoying. Sunscreen, hat bucket, sunglass bucket, snacks. And then from here, this is going into the main, which is nice and cluttered, but that's okay. Okay, so in the main is where we do a lot of our living. Sorry, sweat. Right here is a bunch of non-fiction books. Up there is where we keep the homeschool stuff, along with these buckets. My addiction to 31 is paying off, apparently. But as you can see, I'll show you in just a second. Sometimes the homeschool stuff gets just left over. Not just EG. Berkeley's preferred place to work is like right here on the floor, generally right where people come in. So, you know, it just gets clear. There's the computer corner. This is like where our inverter is, and so when it's hot like this, we have to have a fan going to try and keep everything cool in there, or the inverter will just shut off. This is our seating. This is also TC's bed when we're under passage for the most part, so that way those of us who are less experienced can say, hey TC, help me. And then like each space in the boat seems to be multi-purpose, because you know when you're on a boat, that's what you gotta do. So we have these nice cushions. Underneath is like a bunch of storage. So you got drills, or the thing to cut ropes. I don't know what that's called. Also, if I pull this back, can you see? We've got extra supplies. So when we go to the outer atolls, we do like to give out like rice and sugar and that type of thing. And then on the side, like in this, these are passageways actually that connect to the other side of the boat, which I can show you later. This is gonna be a long video. But this is also where we keep snacks. So this is like crackers and bars and things like that. These are the all-important chips, and we do have Lay's. EJ has been disappointed not to find any salt and vinegar that he likes, but we did find Lay's. We did find Ruffles. We even found Berkeley's sour cream and cheddar. And we found Cheetos, but that's another story. And here's the kitchen. Stove. That's Berkeley's breakfast he hasn't eaten yet. Lots of stuff on the shelves. This is a countertop with a fridge and freezer underneath. There's a oven down there. That's TC's in my room, which I'll show you in a minute. Sink area, lots of storage, And I'm slowly going over. There's Delina and EG's berth. And this is, like, you can kind of see through the other side. So this connects to the other side. Here's mosquito nets that we're definitely going to use when we go back to Na. And this is like paper towels and toilet paper. This is cereal and granola. We got our charts up there because this is the nav table. But yeah, you can't really use it for navigation. Thank goodness that we have a GPS. And then yeah, books. We've actually used a lot of this stuff. This is all like the manuals for all the different things we have. Printer, which we've used a lot of. And more buckets, sunscreen, sunglasses, ropes, tape, ear antibiotics, all the stuff. And then now I'll take you through the small passageway that I often hit my head on to the V-berth, which is where TC and I sleep. It's also the pantry, also the water maker area. Every part of the boat is multi-purpose. Go in here. This is the pantry area. It goes pretty far back. And then we got stuff down there. Do not recommend these pizza crusts that I picked in Maduro, but oh well. On the other side is first aid gear, PFDs, more first aid stuff, easy access to ibuprofen and Tylenol, which has been important lately for me, meclizine, seasickness meds, children's Tylenol. Okay, so we are in what's called the V-berth. So you know how our boat has like 3 amas, or 3 hulls basically. So this is the middle one that sticks out in the front the most. And so I was saying I get stressed because so we have these port lights, which remember if you read the blog, like they are leaking at the beginning. It's not fun. And then the anchor hatch area was leaking. We fixed it all now. We tested it on the last passage because it's pretty bumpy and rough, and you know there's no water coming in, so yay. When I sleep there, like you can hear the water doom, boom, boom, and it's just really loud and it makes you a little anxious. So like you have nightmares when you're sleeping, or not nightmares, but anxiety dreams. So this is the call of V-berth, is because it's wider back here and it gets narrow up there. So TC and I get to put our heads close together, and you know, and then we have our legs go out to the side. Neither of us are tall people, so it works for us. This is my side of the in the V-berth. So again, it's a V-berth because I said it was like wide and then narrow. Well, it's shaped like a V, right? At the top of a V, it's wide, and then it gets narrow. Anyways, these are my clothes, and I actually found I probably brought too many because, you you don't wear a lot of clothes on the boat. You just wear bathing suits. At least that's what I do. When we go to shore or people come by, I try to put a shirt and shorts or a sarong on. But yeah, we use a lot of sarongs on the boat. Not just me, the kids use them all the time, the boys and the daughter. Because like sunshades or just like a blanket, because when we're sailing and it's kind of windy, it does get cool. So I have sarongs up here. We just took a load of stuff to the local laundromat so they can actually like use actual washers and dryers to do this stuff. So like sheets and sarongs, like stuff that gets really dirty, I sent there. And then I just have buckets for my clothes. This is like my most used stuff. This is my bathing suit bucket. So Liz Urfer gave these to me. Thank you, Liz, these organizers. So that's my clothes. So I'm just on the opposite side of where I was before. We've got TC stuff here, the water maker down here. So I actually do know how to use the water maker, so I can be helpful in that respect. We've used it a lot. This is a great investment because we use it all the time. And people die without water, right? Kids side, they're on the starboard ama. So the main was right there that we just went in. And then this is the starboard side or the right side. We have these cool slides that TC made 2 haul-outs ago. Ooh, and this matting and my feet are on is so hot, so sorry for the seasickness, but you just push this back, but it's heavy, it's sturdy, so we can stand on it. There's Alonzo and Burke, they're in their berth. They have their fan on. So. This is their side. They got their storage up there. This cord should not be hanging, but well. And then I'll take you down inside. Okay, so the kids have hit their heads multiple times.
Yes, several, more than you can count.
Sometimes like they'll hit it once and then hit it again and then hit it again. They've got shelves here and like they each have buckets of their clothes. There's the all important throw up bags, best bags if you guys see motion sick kids. Then side here we got storage. So we have like fishing stuff in this basket, more sunshades, laundry basket. You can see in these amas we got tons of storage. So back here we got surfboards and other industrial vac. I don't know if you can see in there. And then we got fishing stuff back there. So we do have lots of storage. Going back this way, we have more storage of amimono that we're collecting as we go through. Our trip is here. All important toilet with fishing gear. These are some bean bags that are just stored here. More surfboards. And here's Delina. This is her and EG's berth. They got the fan there. They got buckets at the end. Again, luckily they're not tall, so their buckets are not in their way. And then EG and Delina's clothes are stored here. Oh, and there's Lego base plates. The Legos are stored on the other side. So that's the starboard ama. Oh, and then again here, sorry if you're getting sick. Okay, so again, this passageway, I don't know if you can see it, right? It's the one I showed you on the other side that had like the cereal and stuff. So the reason that we would use these is if it, like the swells were coming, if we're going downwind and the swells are coming in the back, there are slides we can put to close up the ama entrances. And then we would use these to crawl through to get from like the beds to the main and that type of thing. On our last trip in 2010, we never had to use that, and we haven't used it this trip either, and we don't plan on going any place that we will need to. So fingers crossed. It's just a great storage spot. Okay, so now this is, again, starboard ama, and then on the left side, all the way across is the port ama, which is pretty identical. So let me take you over there. So I said it's identical, and it kind of is. I'll show you as I take you down. That's kind of in a long, sorry it's messy. We've been moving stuff, but let me take you down. So I said that they were identical, and they are, but not for their uses. So this is our guest quarters on the port side. Yes, we have guest quarters. That's because we have other people, other adults travel with us, and we don't expect them to sleep on the same side as our children, and we try to keep them as far apart as possible. Doesn't always work, but we try. So this is where Mo is sleeping, and where Lewis will be sleeping, and Chad's gonna join us too. So I tried to make it a little bit nicer. So we just took the sheets in to get washed. But the bed's right here, and then we have this nice little slide, and then you have a nice little, it can give you some blackout, which Jelena said it's not fair she doesn't have one of these, because sometimes the lights coming in from the side windows are quite bright, especially when we're at, in harbors. And then also sometimes the moon can be super bright. So this just gives, and then also like, you could potentially have kids poking their heads in there. My kids are pretty good about not doing that, but you know, it could happen. So that's just another way to give people some privacy. This berth is like the other So like I said, we're waiting for the sheets to come back. A fan, a light. I have some homeschool stuff I stored up there, but then the rest of the stuff, there's room for storage for our guests, room for storage for our guests here, more guest storage here. This is usually where we put like, you see up like the more sunshades and stuff. And we got kayak paddles and surfboards back there. EG is getting really good at getting fishing stuff from here. Got another toilet. We've got Legos. Now, some of this stuff is better organized usually up on top, but we need to reorganize. We'll do that. Just not right now. TC's hanging up the foil, fishing gear, spear fishing gear, all that stuff. We're not doing that in the harbor here. Bags of snorkel stuff. And then yeah, I tried to give like our guests more privacy. So there is this nice little sarong that will pull over, and then see, you have privacy when you're on the toilet. And on this side, I have this little slide. Let me see it. Oops. So again, same crawl throughs that we had on the other one. And we have another curtain. So privacy for our guests, that's important, right? So yeah, that's on my tour of the boat. Let me know if you have any questions. I know I talk fast. My kids tell me that. My students used to tell me that. And no one could tell me to slow down during this video. So I'm sorry if you got motion sick as I was moving around. I tried to be slow, but if you got motion sick, welcome to our world.